Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Introducing us from Group 6 Reguler Class A. My name is Ilham Ardiansyah with student number 2016041115.
Hello, my name is Dewi Susanti. My ID number 2016041053.
My name is Fenitha Angkuna. My ID number is 2016041069.
My name is Queen Regita Galuh Novalia with student ID number 2016041051.
Hello, my name is Syevana Imania Putri with student number 2016041055.
Currently, many countries, including Indonesia, focus on using e-government as one of the main tools to fight corruption. Here we will discuss the study implementation of e-government in Indonesia as a solution to eradicate corruption in the public sector.
First, concept of e-government. Definition concept of e-government. According to the World Bank, e-government refers to the use by government agencies of information technologies, such as wide area network, the internet, and mobile computing, that have the ability to transform relation with citizen, business, and other arms of government. The goal is that relationship in governance that involve the government, business people, and the community can be created more efficiently, effectively, productively, and responsibly. The results obtained through e-government, namely the creation of good governance, reduce corruption, increased transparency, greater convenience, increase state revenues, and or reduce costs.
B. Stages of e-government development level. There are 1. Emergency, 2. Enhance, 3. Interaction, 4. Transaction, and 5. Transformed or integrated.
E-government opportunities. There are several opportunities that are implemented in e-government. The first, improving effectiveness, efficiency, and reducing costs. Second, improving services.
3. Increasing community participation. 4. Increasing transparency and recurring corruption.
2. The implementation of e-government. United Nations Development Program or UNDP suggests that corruption is an abuse of authority as a public official to enrich oneself through bribery, gratification, extortion, nepotism, embezzlement, and money laundering. Corruption is a major issue in a government that occurs as a result of institutional failure and lack of ability to organize a community group through legal, political, social, economic, and check and balance frameworks. Therefore, there are 4 strategies that can be taken to minimize corruption, namely 1. Prevention, 2. Law enforcement, 3. Empowering access to information, 4. Capacity building, and strengthening the government system.
As for the implementation, it is necessary to integrate the 4 strategies above so that the eradication of the corruption can be carried on optimally. The principle of good governance through Presidential Instruction Number 3 of 2003 on National E-Government Development Policy and Strategies. First, implementing e-government for the prevention of corruption because it can provide service with simple, effective, and efficient procedure and reduce direct contact with public officials.
Second, the implementation of e-government acts as a form of law enforcement and legislation to ensure accountability and transparency of published data.
Third, through e-government, it will create an ease in accessing government information by the public. This will create an attitude of accountability and transparency of the government. In implementing e-government, it must be supported by the capacity of institutions and individuals to build telecommunication infrastructure and support e-government. Various countries publish a number of information to create transparency through such as in the field of taxation, licensing, procurement, and others in minimizing corruption.
In Indonesia, the implementation of e-government is carried out in various forms. terms as follow. 1. Procurement of goods and service. Biggest corruption currently occurs in the procurement of goods and service. The characteristic of this field that give rise to irregularities and corruptions are A. It is closed or not transparent and not widely announced. B. It is discriminatory in nature and cannot be followed by all business actors with the same competence. And C. Requirements and technical specification or branch point to certain business actors. To overcome these problems, efforts can be made such as announcement of information on procurement of goods and service conducted online or by e-announcement, and procurement of government goods and service electronically or e-procurement.
2. Taxation. To minimize corruption in the field of taxation. Currently, there are many e-government applications implemented by the Directorate of Taxes of the Republic of Indonesia, including A. Internet site of the Directorate General of Tax http www.tax.go.id with contact tax regulation and taxation information. B. Application program monitoring, reporting, and payment of taxes MP3 server to monitoring and supervise tax receipts online. C. Application program for a registration or ERAD, a taxpayer registration system online. D. An e-filing application program with a system for submitting tax returns online. And E. The ESPT application program is a means for the taxpayer to be able to submit SPT through electronic media. F. Geographic Information System or GIC, which has been developed into a smart map containing detailed information related to a tax object number or NOP.
Third, licensing. Electronic licensing or e-licensing is used to facilitate accurate data access, improve cost and time efficiency, transparent process, and minimize illegal levies or other forms of corruption in the licensing sector. In general, electronic licensing is the process of applying for permits using an electronic or computerized system where the steps have been standardized in such a way that data collection and licensing can be done quickly, accurately, and transparently.
Corruption is a major issue in a government that occurs due to the failure of an institution and the lack of ability to organize a community group through legal, political, social, economic check and balance frameworks. In the context of eradicating corruption in Indonesia, it is necessary to implement the principles of good governance that must be applied through the concept of e-government, which is integrated with four strategies, namely prevention, law enforcement, empowering access to information, and capacity building. E-government, which involves technology in government institutions or public institutions, has the aim of making relations in governance, namely government, business people, and society, to be more efficient, effective, productive, and responsive.
Thus reducing corruption, creating good governance, increasing transparency, greater confidence, increasing state revenues, and reducing costs. The implementation of e-government in Indonesia, the context of eradicating corruption, it manifests in various fields, including the procurement of goods and services, taxation and licensing in order to improve efficiency, effectiveness, transparency, accountability, and other principles of good governance. To be able to implement e-government effectively in eradicating corruption, it is suggested that the Indonesian government should implement a strategy to accelerate the making of legislation and policies to support e-government in the regions, procurement of infrastructure to develop access to reliable data communication, empowering human research or collaborating with the private sector or community in providing easy, convenient, and affordable access to data communication, human research development in the management and use of e-government, development of the necessary software, and organizational development and work procedures that support e-government.
That's all we can say. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.